Merry Monster Monday, everybody. It is Christmas. I'm getting to this a little late, but I did watch this on Monday, so it kind of counts. All right, so I was trying to figure out a monster movie to do for, a Christmas thing. I had already done a few. I'd done Krampus. I jumped the gun on that one. I should have saved it for today, but, I remembered Jack Frost. Hell yeah, why not? I remember I still have it packed away somewhere, the hologram VHS cover for both 1 and 2. God, 2 is horrible. Just awful. If you think that this one is bad, that one is bad. Like, just horrendous. I haven't seen it in a long time, so maybe I'd go back and rewatch it now and be like, oh, this isn't that bad. No, I doubt that. It was horrendous, in my opinion. So this movie starts off with some really morbid storytelling. Almost, sounds like Princess Bride kind of shit going on. But the kid's voice in this is so clearly an adult doing a kid's voice. Sound like an Adam Sandler skit or something. It's funny, but the story he's telling her and her reactions and everything is pretty funny. I dug that opening with the Christmas tree going down, showing all the names on the Christmas tree. This is, I don't know if this is Shannon Elizabeth's very first film, but it's gotta be one of. And wow, she is stunning. She is beautiful in this movie. And so we find out that the way that Jack Frost gets caught is that he chopped up the 38 victims that he killed and put them in the pies where he worked. So he's an idiot. Essentially is what we're getting. He's a nutcase, of course, but yeah, if you're trying not to get caught, probably don't put the body parts in pies at the place where you work. They're probably going to have to narrow it down to that factory and, go talk to the guy who looks the most deranged in the place, which this guy looks like a fucking nutcase. So the guy who plays Jack Frost in this, the look of him when he's not a snowman, he has a very scary presence to him. I think he plays nuts pretty well. For a B movie anyway. I liked him. He was a good pick for the character. And so we get this car crash, and the whole car crash itself is just hilarious. The way that it's shot, the way when the cars are about to hit, and he's in the back, and they're screaming, no, and he's like, oh yeah. It reminded me of the rocket moment in Guardians of the Galaxy when he gets thrown the gun by Drax, and he turns around, and it's like almost identically the same thing. But then the cars, they come together and they just slightly tap, ding, which reminds me also of Top Secret with Val Kilmer. They do the Pinto joke where they come up and they touch the very back of the Pinto and it actually makes that bing sound and then the car blows up. So it reminded me of that. But I love that it's just the camera, it's rolling and these guys are, whatever. And then they come back out of it, and Jack just jumps out of the back of the car, out of the back of the truck. That's great stuff. But then it shows both the trucks, and neither one are damaged at all. Head-on collision. And for some reason, they're rolling. And then when they come back, the car that they hit head-on is just parked next to it, and then the one's parked here. So you can see the front of the car that they supposedly hit head on, which has no damage on it. This one has no damage on it. There's no impact marks from rolling. I've been in a rolling car, okay? So I know what a car looks like after it rolls. There is no damage. And then the guy is just bleeding from like 2 spots on his face, like little bits of blood, just little bits. Totally fine, completely unscathed, other than the blood. It might not even be his blood, because I don't think we ever see the other guy that was in the car with him and the driver of the other car. I can assume they're dead. Maybe they were shown in the background, I didn't notice them or whatnot, but he's the only one that they talk to. And he seems completely fine. For a guy who was rolling over in a car like that, he should be a little more banged up. Trust me, I know. I'm still dealing with issues from my wreck from 20 years ago. Anyway, I just thought that whole sequence was hilarious. And then he gets sprayed with the liquid, and the film is so cheap, but it's a fun cheap. This is a very fun movie. It knows exactly what it is, and it plays that extremely well. But yeah, so it moves into the animation. Animation, they use like Frosty the Snowman animation to show like the cellular whatever the hell's going on in there. It's just funny that they went for actual animation instead of trying to do this in some kind of horrendous CGI or make it look semi-realistic. No, just straight up animation, good stuff. And then the blood just disappearing a little bit, frame by frame by frame, into the snow. Oh, that was bad, but awesome. There's so many one-liners in this movie. I could have wrote them all down, but his one-liners, for the most part, are all very funny. I dig it. It's a lot of it's the delivery and the look of the snowman. The look of the snowman. Is there any snow in this movie? Is there even a hint of actual snow anywhere in this film? The snow in this film is so unbelievably fake. It is almost done on purpose for comedic value. Like to me, it's just, it almost has to be, because when people are making snowmans in this movie, snow people, snow sculptures, whatever, it's like long threads of snow like cloth. And there's even moments when the actors are walking past the snow on the ground, and it's like right in front of the stairs, and they kick it, and you can see the flap of material actually lift up off the ground and then flap back down, because it's clearly like that cottony fake snow that you would buy in a Walmart or something to decorate your house for Christmas. It's just, I mean, I can't even imagine what the budget on this was. But the effects, there's some effects in this that are really cool. And the puppetry work and whatnot on the snowman is fun. There's a sequence later on when a guy has something like in his throat or whatever, and he's all bulging out. That actually looks really good, surprisingly, because almost all the rest in this movie is terrible. But yeah, I was really impressed by that stuff. And the signs on the police building, when they get a close-up of the sign on the side of the police building, is clearly stickers. It's an outside sign that's up on the, near the roof, the big sign from the road that you see, and you could clearly see that they are just stickers that are about to fall off. So, oh my God. But that's just it, man. They made it work. They had $5 and they made it work. And the hairspray, like, there's this chick who works at the police station, and this guy wants to take her out on a date, and he's like, "Are you ready?" And she's like, "I'm not ready." And he's like, "You look ready to me." And she just takes his hairspray. There's a couple things I'm going to be saying about hairdressing in here, because, I'm a hairdresser. I can't help but point it out. If you ever had somebody take an aerosol hairspray and spray it directly into your face, whoa. It will fucking blind you. It will mess you up. You do not want to take a face full of hairspray. And she sprays it in his face for like a good 2-3 seconds straight, and he doesn't even react. I don't know what was in that, but it sure as hell wasn't hairspray. The decapitation by the sled, the kid, the bully, good. Fuck him. Little bully shithead. Yeah, sure. It's like this far off the ground, but somehow it sliced through a kid's head. I don't know how it possibly could have sliced through his head. There's nowhere near enough clearance for that, but why not? It's a fun movie. And okay, so the cop in this movie is, scared of Jack, and he's having flashbacks. Why, I don't know, because they make it seem like he walked in on him, because there's a flashback scene when he caught him. And he's just like, you're going to regret this and that. And I get it. It's just supposed to be because he's so intimidating and he's killed 38 people, whatever. But he's having like PTSD. And I feel like he should have walked up on Jack butchering somebody, or opened the trunk to his car and found like a mutilated kid, or something that would make him remember it like that. And this movie is just him walking up on him, and for some reason he pulls a gun on him, and he's like, get on the ground, and Jack's just like, okay, and he just goes with him quietly. Like, there's no struggle, there's no real reason why. He just pulls over because he's on the side of the road. I mean, did he get a call? Did he recognize him? Maybe I missed that. I just didn't see any reason for him, outside of the guy looking kind of crazy, for him to pull a gun on him and tell him to get on the ground and then arrest him. And then it's like, we don't know anything. Does he find a body? I know he was out there doing something. I'm guessing he was disposing of a body or something, but we don't see it. So then did he walk around the corner and find it? Like, that could have just been like 10 more seconds, and then it would have been like, oh, he would have saw a mutilated body, whatever. That would have, queued up his PTSD, made it believable, but they don't even bother. Anyway, so there's a scene later when he's looking through the notes that he's got, or the letters that he's got from Jack. Those letters make no sense at all. Okay. A, how the fuck did he get this guy's address? B, how did they let him from prison? Because the only way they met was when he arrested him, and then he was in court, he would have been in jail during court, and then after he would have been in prison. So he sent him letters. He sent the sheriff who arrested him letters from jail. They sent him to his house. Somehow he got his own. And also, he did the whole like magazine letter cutout to make the letters, which you only do to hide your identity. But he already knows who he is, and he even signs it like Jack Frost at the bottom. It makes no fucking sense at all, and I laughed out loud when I saw him collecting the letters, knowing the backstory, knowing that was the very first time they met is when he arrested him. Like, I get it, he's supposed to have sent, like, it's supposed to be getting in his head, like, I'm coming back for you. But the line at the courthouse, like, I'll find a way, was strong enough because they keep playing it over and over as a memory of his. So that he can be like, oh yeah, like he's coming for me, as if he could forget. But I don't know, they play the PTSD, the letters thing, all that just is so nonsense, and it was hilarious. It added to the hilarity of the movie, but I don't think it was intentional. But maybe it was, and they're geniuses. The axe down the guy's throat, I thought was a really smart way for a low-budget film to come up with a clever kill, but it's a very easy kill because it's not an axe in the face. There's no real prosthetics that have to be used and gore makeup or anything. It's just take an axe and cut off the very, where you want to stick it in the mouth. Have an actor fucking open up his mouth and stick it in there for a minute. Take a picture. It looks like it was rammed all the way down his throat. Boom, you got a kill. It looks effective. It's a unique way to kill someone with an axe. I've said this before about another kill. I can't remember what movie it was. So I've already kind of given credit to this in a different film for almost identically the same thing. Oh, it was a baseball bat in Billy Club, I think. Yeah. But it's a smart way to do it. So it works here. I think maybe Billy Club stole it from this movie. I'm not sure. My favorite kill in the whole movie. Hilarious. Probably the most funny part to me. The funniest part in this movie to me. I don't know why. It's just the way that it looks, whatnot, is when the wife of... Well, I should say the mom of the bully who gets killed, Shannon Elizabeth's mom, the bully who gets killed's mom, who is like the sweetest lady, putting up with the most horrendous asshole fucking husband. Ugh, he's awful. I'm glad he dies, but she doesn't deserve it. But, Jack doesn't care. He takes her face and he just smashes it into ornaments. It reminds me of the kill in Halloween 2 when he's sticking the nurses' faces in the water and he's pulling her back out and he's smashing it back down. It's like that. Or even, the liquid nitrogen in Jason X or whatever. But it's the way he smashes it down and then he just moves it back and forth and he just rubs it in there and then he brings her back up and she has shit stuck in her face and you just smash. The way her head smashes into those ornaments and he moves it all around. I don't know why the way that looks cracks me up. I was watching this with my brother, and I was laughing so hard at that. It struck me as so damn funny. And the whole the whole scene where he's out there and he's a snowman with the stop sign, and then he comes out and he gets into the trunk, and then he comes back and he's gone, and then he's in the car and he runs the guy over. Funny stuff. I thought it was cute that they have in the way they decorated inside the police department is they took the do not cross tape that they use at crime scenes or whatever, and someone made cut snowmen out of it and strung it along the door frame. I thought that was cute. It's something you don't even notice unless you're like really paying attention. I noticed it when I was like, oh, that's cute. What else I got here? Yeah, so Shannon Elizabeth's brother dies, and her decision is to go break into the sheriff's house and fuck her boyfriend. So when you break into a sheriff's house to have sex with your girlfriend, you probably want to do it really quick. And they can't because they have to take off 40 layers of clothes that are just laying there. Then she's going to go get in a bathtub. Yes, it wasn't a bathtub ran by her or anything. It's obviously set up by Jack. But he goes and he opens up a bottle of champagne, which she asked for wine, if I remember correctly. And I'm like, this kid's so young, he doesn't even know the difference. Or he just doesn't care. And he's like, it'll have to do. Who knows? But then you're sitting there and you're like, and then he goes he's like, it needs ice, and he opens up the fucking ice, the freezer, and it's just like snow packed in there with like a carrot sticking out, and he just seems to think that's completely normal and just hacks them off. If I saw that, I would not drink whatever that is. That's buildup inside a broken freaking freezer. But he just takes it. He's like, I don't give a shit. I just want to fuck this girl. I was very upset that Shannon Elizabeth does not bear her goods in this. All you do get to see her ass when she's stuck in Jack. But knowing the character Nadia that she plays in American Pie and how much she bears all in that, I guess they were paying her a hell of a lot more, which I can't blame her for that. She was holding out. This was like her tease, and then she was like, all right, like I'll let a bigger budget company come in and look at this and go, God, I wish I would have saw her tits. Let's offer her a lot of money so I can finally see them. Smart move, Shannon. Smart move. That's probably not what happens. I did find it funny though when she's going to unbutton her top, she gets to the button here, and he's all excited, and she goes to unbutton, and then she stops, and he's like, oh, and then it pans back, and the shirt stops here. The last button stops here anyways, and the shirt stops here. So the worst she could have done, even if she pulled it apart as hard as she could, unless she Hulk ripped it off, she would have pulled it to here, and it would just showed her cleavage. Like, that shirt doesn't completely unbutton to show her tits. So I thought it was hilarious that they do the button scene like she's going to get all the way down and then reveal her tits. He would have known that even if she unbuttoned the whole thing, that last button, it wouldn't have done anything. He wouldn't have been able to see anything. So I just thought it was so stupid. I was like, wait, what? I love that he can shoot icicles out of his arms. I thought that was great. I love that when he gets all messed up and he comes out and he's like, look, Mom, I'm in a Picasso. There's a line for you. I thought that was a good one. The last act does slow down for a bit, and it was like, all right, come on. So I think that could have been tightened up a little bit because it does. Then they use blow dryers. They use I don't know where the hell they got so many blow dryers in town. Maybe there was some store next door and they grabbed them all from there. Maybe I missed the explanation of that, but for some reason there's a bunch of blow dryers right there, and so they grab them and they plug every one of them into the same socket and turn them all on at once. Bullshit. Okay. Anyone who has ever worked at a salon knows that if you have too many blow dryers on at once, you're blowing a fuse. If you try to fucking put on 2 blow dryers in a house, you're blowing a fuse, man. Blow dryers take a lot. And plugging in too many, especially in one socket, try to plug 2 into one socket. This has 5 in one socket. Yes, it's a stupid thing, of course. But as a hairdresser, my brother is a hairdresser as well, so we were laughing about that. We were like, yeah, fucking right. His kid puts antifreeze in his food that he gives him. And in this moment, it's like an endearing, oh, you're saving the day. I would have been like, you tried to fucking kill me. This idiot kid put antifreeze. What if he would have ate that? Jack wouldn't have had to kill him. The kid would have done it for him. Oh my God, you got to teach your kids that drinking antifreeze does not keep you warm, like this idiot kid thinks. Then he has to do a leap of faith into the truck out the window, which was one hell of a leap of faith. And then, yeah, they go and they bury the antifreeze, and of course, sequel, it's all glowing green liquid in there. This is a fun movie. I had a good time with it. I got to get back to Christmas. I've already stepped out too long. But guys, I hope you're having a great Christmas. My kids had a great Christmas this morning. There's nothing like Christmas with kids. Christmas before kids and Christmas after kids is a completely different experience. I didn't really care all that much in my adult life until I got kids. If you want to enjoy Christmas again, have kids. Well, and if you want to not enjoy any other day of the year, have kids. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Merry Christmas. I'll see you soon.